Hey guys, Sarah here with Jujube Crafts and More. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm participating in a monthly challenge called Twine It Up, hosted by Creations with Favi and Crafting with Maria. Go check out their channels and give them a little love. So for our first project, we're going to start off with some 5-gallon paint stir sticks. I think I used 7 in total, and I'm just going to paint on the Waverly Wax Antique and then wipe it off with a baby wipe just to make that wood grain show through. Next, I'm going to take 2 1-gallon paint stir sticks, and I'm going to use my utility knife, and I'm just going to cut it down to the size I need in order to create a backing for this sign. If you just score it a few times, it'll break pretty easily, and then you can just clean up any edges with a pair of scissors. Next, I'm going to make sure everything's lined up and push together, and then I'm going to use hot glue and wood glue to adhere these sticks to the back of this sign. And as you can see, I did the handles in opposite directions because I wanted to use the full length of these 5-gallon stir sticks. Be sure to check the playlist in my description box for more twine inspiration from awesome creators, and also check out Fanny and Marie's channel linked down below. I was having a bit of trouble with my camera today, so here in the next segment you'll see where I missed something, and I'll go back and explain that, but I just want to let you know that I was having a little bit of issues. So we're going to take twine. This is the challenge item of the month, and we are going to make this the star of the show today. So I'm just going to use the twine to wrap about 4 inches on each side. And as you can see, I totally didn't take into account the curve in the handle of the stir sticks, so I had to unwrap it all up, and I decided to go in with these jumbo popsicle sticks or jumbo craft sticks from Walmart and create a straight edge across. Now, if you're going to do this yourself, I would probably put that jumbo stick on the front of your project and not on the back. Just paint it with the Waverly wax paint and it'll blend in seamlessly. But I put it on the back, and so I did end up with a little tiny bit of a bump in the front, but I'm okay with it. It's not too noticeable. So here I go, wrapping it up again. And each side is about 4 inches wide of twine. So in the next segment here, you'll see that the word, oh wait, sorry. I'm gonna braid 3 strands of twine together into about a 3-inch strand, or a 3-foot strand, my bad. And then I'm going to take a lighter and I'm just going to get rid of all the fuzzies. So in this next section, you'll see that the word home is written on the front of this board in chalk. What I had done is I'd taken a piece of copy paper, wrote the word home in my own handwriting, and I transferred it using chalk, like just rubbing chalk on the back of the paper and then transferring it with a pencil on the front. Super easy to do, and you definitely don't have to write home on this, or you can write whatever word you want. You can write it, or you can use a computer to create a word as well. What I'm saying is you don't have to use your own handwriting. So I'm just using the twine and hot glue to go around the letters, and then that'll create the word home in the twine. And once I get to the bottom or the end of the rope here, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with it, so I ended up just kind of twirling it around and gluing it. You could cut it off the end of E if you wanted to, or whatever you'd like. Next, I'm going to take a baby wipe, and I'm just going to wipe off any excess chalk from the transfer. And if you're not sure how to do a transfer using chalk, there are a ton of tutorials out there. I don't think I've done any so far on my channel, but if you just look up chalk transfer onto a wood sign, you'll find lots of tutorials out there. So next I wanted to create a twine flower for my sign. And so I am just using a method that I saw from Kelly Barlow a billion years ago on Kelly Barlow Creations. And basically what I do is I just wrap the twine around 3 of my fingers, create some little loops, and then tie the middle so that it kind of makes a bow. And then once you have those two bundles of twine, you just glue them, hot glue them together in an X shape. And then just kind of fluff out the little twine bows, because that's kind of what they are. They're just bows that you crisscross. And you can make them as full or as not full as you want. So I thought I was going to be really sneaky and cute and just tie them together instead of hot gluing them, and I just didn't like how it looked, so I ended up hot gluing them instead of trying to tie them. And it all works out in the end, but you know, I create a little more work for myself sometimes. And then I'm just going to hot glue a little brown wood button into the middle of my twine flower. And here's a look at the final product. I love how this turned out. This will definitely be a piece that I will display in my home. I think it's just so cute. Now on to DIY number 2. My words are tripping me up today. I'm going to take one of these little bottles that I picked up from Craft or Square, and I'm just going to take off the label there. And I wanted to cover this whole thing in twine. So I wanted to start at the very bottom and then work my way around. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking the very end of the twine and I'm just going to hot glue it directly down to itself. And then after that hot glue dries, I'm going to use both of my hands to start the round of the twine. Instead of trying to start it on the bottle, I knew I was going to really probably burn myself and it wasn't going to be good. So I wanted to get the circle started in my hand before I glued it down. So that's all I'm doing. And if you wanted to, you wouldn't even have to finish up, like, you know, put the twine on the bottom of the bottle, because chances are probably nobody's ever going to look at the bottom. But I wanted it to be kind of finished. I figured that I'd probably be giving this as a gift. And so I wanted it to look a little nicer. If it was my own, I probably wouldn't worry about the bottom. So as you can see, I get that circle started, add a little dollop of hot glue there, and then I'm just going to put that twine right down. And I'll use my silicone makeup sponge as a holder. I try not to burn my fingers as much as possible. However, I've been working with hot glue for so long that I don't burn very often. Thankfully, it has to be like a really heavy duty burn for me to feel it. Next, I'm going to take that lighter again, and I'm just going to get rid of all the fuzzies on this twine. Does anybody else love the way that twine smells when you burn it? It's like a fire. I love it. It smells so good. So anyhow, then I'm going to take a few strands of the twine, and I found this lavender piece from the Dollar Tree last springtime. And so I just pulled a little piece of that lavender off, and then I'm just going to tie it to the front of this jar. Just a really simple knot. And I just kind of clip off the end of the lavender and glue it down so that it's like doing what I want it to do instead of doing its own thing. Clip off the ends to the twine, and then I'm going to take one of these wooden hearts and you'll see I'm writing the word love here in a marker, and I ended up actually painting over that with white chalk paint because the word bled and it looked terrible. So I do end up just painting it white. And then I'm just adding some Epsom salt foot bath in there. And I love how this turned out. I think it's going to make an amazing little gift for Valentine's Day. Now for our last DIY. I'm going to take one of these coffee cup picture holders, or you could put a gift card in it, whatever you want. I suppose they're for like gift cards or for pictures. I don't know what they're really for. But I'm just going to paint the top of where the lid is with white waverly chalk paint. And somehow I lost, like I said, I was having problems with my camera. So I lost the footage of me taking off the little clip on the front of this, but I just unscrewed it easy. And then I am going to paint the cup part of the piece here with the black ink, the Waverly black ink chalk paint. And the ink only took one coat, but I did end up having to go over the lid 3 times. It just would not cover. So I'm just taking my time here and making sure that, you know, it looks as nice as possible. This will also be a gift, and so I don't want it to look cheesy or dumb. I don't know. I mean, do we ever want anything to look dumb? I don't think so. So I'm just taking my time, making sure all of my lines are, you know, as crisp as possible. We are hand painting here, so I'm not expecting perfection, but close enough. So then I'm just going to mix some white in with whatever black was left on my paintbrush to create a light grayish color. And then I'm going to go in with a detail brush, basically. And I'm going to add in the details to the cup with this gray color. And I don't think you would really have to do this. I just thought that I would put these lines back. They were already on the cup when they were part of the initial design. And so I just figured I'd put them back. So then we're going to get the star of the show, the twine, and we're just going to wrap where the brown is left over. So that's like where the cup cozy is that you would put on your coffee cup to keep your hands from burning. So I thought that'd be really cute with the twine. And then you can see my cat Samoa. She always has to come and say hello at some point or another. And then I'm just going to add the hardware back on. And like I said, you can add a picture or a gift card, like a coffee gift card would be really cute. Now I'm just hand writing you and a latte here. You could definitely transfer this again, or, you know, use stickers or something if you'd like. And then I'm going to add the heart with some crimson Waverly chalk paint. And then I'll go in and add some little detail hearts around the whole cup. And here's a look at how that turned out. I think this is really cute, and like I said, would be adorable with a picture or a gift card. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for joining me in my channel. I hope you go over to Instagram and join me at Jujube Crafts and More if you have an Instagram account. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and like, and I hope you have a happy, healthy, and blessed day. Bye!